What's up, guys? I got the pencil here, and you know what? Let me just get straight into it. Full counter is busted, like dumb, stupid, backwards, broken, but like everything from the concept to how it works in the series to what it can do. Full counter is backwards, stupid, broken, busted, and like y'all may think I'm kidding, right? Like, come on now, it's full counter. Like, it's not that crazy, but it is that crazy because full counter, it does everything. It does everything. Like, even for Meliodas, right? Because there are two known versions of full counter. There is physical full counter and magical full counter. But honestly, not gonna lie, I think my boy Esterosa got gypped because magical full counter, the one that Meliodas uses, is literally, it takes the series over its knee and just snaps it in half. Like, come on now. Who? NAKABA. I respect you. You are an amazing author. You make amazing characters with amazing concepts, fantastic hacks, all that great stuff. But bro, I think you went a little bit too far on the main character's main ability, because full counter is stupid. Think about it, right? So full counter, the general description is it repels whatever attack is thrown at the user with twice the force. So, right? So you think, alright, that's nothing much, but then you realize, oh wait, no, it's more than twice the force. So it's not just times 2 right back at you, it's more than that. So that's one thing, right? Okay, that's fine. But then you realize that full counter also just takes whenever you say magic, it means if you have the slightest bit of magic infused in your weapon, you're done. If you have the slightest bit of magic infused into anything, you're done. If you have an ounce of magic in your attack, if you have an ounce of energy, so say you have your sword, right, like Twigo did, you have your sword and you empower it with your magic, it's getting full countered right back out you. So that means in the middle of a sword fight, Meliodas can just say, oh, you infuse your sword with magic, how about no? And that's, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit unfair, because like imagine a sword clash, right? But instead of clashing swords every time you did, your own force was thrown back at you every single time. It basically makes it so if you are sword fighting Meliodas, every single time he goes to parry you, you're taking twice the damage that you would have done to him, more than that, right back at you. It'd be one thing if it was just that, right? So okay, it reflects sword, blah blah blah, but since we know it also reflects projectiles, because that's what it does, it reflects projectiles, and the thing is, it'd be one thing if it reflected like one projectile at a time, but look at this right here. That's not one projectile. Meliodas swung his sword in the general direction of multiple attacks all at once and just completely full counted them all back. There was no timing. He literally, like, the weakness, quote unquote weakness of full counter is that, oh, you need to be able to read the timing of your opponent's attack. Well, every single time full counter has been used, there really hasn't been much timing reading. It's really been Meliodas swinging his sword and saying full counter. And half the time, he doesn't even have to say full counter. It just happens. So that's a little bit unfair. So it's like you can't even really AoE Meliodas. Like, you can't even like gang up on him and overwhelm him, because then he'll just full counter whatever you try to throw at him right back at you. So that's a bit crazy. But here's the thing: full counter doesn't just reflect projectiles that are visible, like, you know, the normal stuff, like, you know, a fireball, nothing like that. But he also can just reflect anything, like status promotion, right? It's not visible because King or whoever uses it, whoever with disaster, when they use it, they literally just boop, thrust their hand forward, and suddenly that wound you had, darn, busted open. All that crazy stuff. Well, Meliodas, you know, that non-visible attack that Meliodas had to read the timing of was reflected right back at King. And like, the thing is, that opens the door to so many things. Like, what else can Meliodas full counter? Because he can full counter your projectiles. He can full counter your weapons that are infused with any sort of magic whatsoever. He can full counter things that are not even visible and really don't truly have a presence. What can't he full counter? Think of like all the people across fiction who infuse energy into their attacks. All those energy infused attacks, like say, like an example is like Tsunade and Sakura from Naruto. They are so strong not because of their pure physical strength, but because of their great chakra control. They infuse chakra into all their attacks. Does that mean Meliodas can full counter their fist? Seems pretty likely, and that seems a bit unfair. Like, it's crazy to think about. I say full counter is busted because it literally does everything. And the thing is, even if, like, say you got like the Demon King, you got Zeldrix, you got them people out there who just like completely ignore magic. Like, come on now, what's magic? So you think, oh, so full counter, you wouldn't want to do that, because if you full counter something back at the Demon King, it's gonna make him stronger, bada bing, bada boom. But then there's the subversion of full counter, counter vanish, where it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, you know, if your opponent can deal with your magical attacks right back, don't worry, you can just make their attacks disappear. Oh, I didn't know that was fair, but apparently it is. So he can just counter vanish whatever you throw at him. Fantastic. So there you go. Then, when you think about it, keep moving onwards, there's another subversion known as revenge counter, where it literally takes away the only prerequisite that full counter had, that it has to be a magical attack. No, Meliodas can just sit there, and you can wail on Meliodas for minutes upon minutes upon minutes, forever. And then the moment Meliodas feels like he's just like, alright, yo, that was a lot of damage, bro. Kind of rude. Hold this, and just smack you with all the power, all the multiple attacks that you threw at him, double that, more than double that, and throw it back in your face. Hello? And that's fair. How? And I just gotta lead back to it, because this is the real reason I'm making the video. It was rereading for How Strong is Meliodas, rereading Respect Meliodas. I was doing that, and I found the status promotion full counter, and it just made me think, like, yo, that's actually unfair, because every other attack, like, you can see, you can perceive, and I know Meliodas has fantastic sensory abilities, like all high level demons do, but that's just great. Does that mean Meliodas could full counter the Amaterasu? Like, does it? I don't know. That's the thing. The reason I say full counter is busted is because it's a literal I don't know technique. If you're relative to Meliodas and you use anything that has any sort of energy or magic infused into it, Dragon Ball characters, they enhance themselves with ki. If someone, think about it. If a Dragon Ball character, say they're on equal planes, and because Dragon Ball is very, very, very strong, say someone punches at Meliodas, can he full counter their fist? Say that someone uses a Ki Eye on Meliodas, can he full counter their ki that doesn't have a physical presence? It's not, you can't see it, it's just there. Can Meliodas full counter that? It's so busted and stupid and broken because it literally, like, it obviously has limits. You're right. It can be outread. He can be misled. He can be illusioned or whatever. But the fact that it has such broad limitations, like the rules that it has, that is mandatory for it to be full count, that is mandatory that it goes back at twice the power, can be negated by counter vanish, and then the requirement that it has to be magical attacks can be negated by revenge counter. So, you know, the two main requirements can get easily just negated by two other versions of the attack with ease. It's crazy, bro. Like, I don't know how it was approved. I don't know what let it slide. And like, there are a lot of people who put full counter up to like crazy proportions. And I understand it sounds really, really broken, but there are ways to outdo it. There are ways to outread it. But to a degree, I understand that point. Full counter is crazy. It's crazy, stupid, is busted. Like, not even gonna lie. That's what I want to make this video about, because I was sitting here doing the research for the video. I was just like, yo, I have to talk about this. But yo, in the comments, please think of random things that Meliodas could possibly full counter due to what the series has told us. I thought of some just generic examples like chakra infused fist, ki infused fist, invisible attacks like Amaterasu, stuff like that. Yo, if you have something crazy in the comments that Meliodas could full counter if he's on equal planes with somebody, I want to hear it. I just want to see how far this can go. Because technically, it's so broad. Who knows what Meliodas could full counter? If he could figure it out. Like, I just want to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.